Hey everyone, how's it going? Heather here. Sorry I'm running a little bit late today. What are we, 10 minutes late? I got held up at the bank and traffic a little bit too. So, anyway, I made it so we can talk about why your expertise matters and what doesn't. So, are you tired of seeing less qualified people dominate your industry while you struggle to get noticed? It's frustrating, right? You got skills, the knowledge, and the passion, but clients still aren't lining up to work with you. What's going on? So, in this video, I'm going to show you why expertise matters, but also why being the best at what you do isn't enough. So, stick with me because by the end, you'll know exactly how to position yourself as the undeniable authority in your space and start attracting high ticket clients with ease. So, if you don't know me already, I'm Heather Blaze, and I help coaches, consultants, and experts like you build businesses that generate predictable, high ticket clients without burnout, without chasing leads, and without wasting time on tactics that don't work. My clients use my systems to add 6, 7 figures to their businesses while working less. And today I'm going to help you do the same by showing you how to leverage your expertise the right way. So here's what we're going to cover today. The first thing we're going to cover is the myth of being the best. Okay, why your skills alone won't bring in clients. The second thing I want to cover with you today is the real value of expertise, how to package and position what you know. And then the third thing I want to cover is the biggest mistakes that experts make and how to avoid them. And then the last thing is going to be the authority formula. So the exact steps to build undeniable credibility that attracts premium clients effortlessly, because you really need that know, like, and trust factor. And it doesn't have to take weeks, doesn't have to take months. It can be done pretty much with one video, okay, if the video is done properly. So stay with me, because by the end, you're going to have this clear blueprint to go from best kept secret to industry authority. And you'll have to excuse me a little bit too, because I'm feeling a little, I think I caught something from my son yesterday. Um, so I'm a little, I don't know, my voice is a little bit shaky today. So anyway, it's probably fine. So first off, let's talk about the myth of being the best. Okay, let me ask you, have you ever seen someone in your field who isn't as knowledgeable as you, yet they seem to have all the clients, all the influence, and all the money? And that's because success isn't about just being the best. It's about being known and trusted and positioned as the authority. So again, that know, like, and trust, the KLT, I call it, like the KLT switch, right? So like it really needs to go off in order for somebody to buy from you. So think about personal trainers as an example. You might know a highly certified trainer with years and years of experience who struggles to get clients. Meanwhile, a fitness influencer with basic knowledge but great branding has thousands of paying clients. And why is that? It's because the influencer understands how to position themselves as the go-to expert in their niche. So consider a Michelin star chef working in a tiny unknown restaurant versus social media famous home cook who sells, who sells out $5,000 online cooking courses, let's say. Who's making more impact, right? It's not just about the talent, it's about the perceived value. So if just being the best isn't enough, what actually makes your expertise valuable? So let's dive into that next. Let's talk about the real value of expertise. Expertise alone is useless if you don't know how to position it. And here's what really matters: clarity. You need clarity. Your audience needs clarity. Like, they need to immediately understand what you do and why it matters to them. If your message is vague, people will just ignore you. So for example, if someone asks, like, what do you do? And you say, I help people with business strategies, it's too broad, right? So instead, you want to say, I help online business coaches build 6-figure businesses through automation and high ticket sales. That's clear and compelling. So having that transformation also over information is really important, because people don't pay for knowledge. They just don't. They pay for results. So how does your expertise solve their biggest problem? So, for example, a career coach might say, I teach people how to write resumes. Instead, they should say, I help professionals land six-figure jobs in 90 days or less, right? The second statement is outcome forced and much more compelling, right? It gives that timeline where, and then when it comes to packaging, the way you present your expertise also determines how much people are willing to invest. So, for example, um, selling one-off coaching or one-off coaching calls maybe at like $50 an hour makes you look like a freelancer. But creating a structured $5,000 coaching program that guarantees a transformation, that makes you an authority. See the difference? Put in the comments here if that makes sense and if you can see the difference. But now that we know that that makes, you know, now that we know what makes expertise valuable, let's talk about the biggest mistakes experts make that sabotage their success. So many experts fall into these traps, like talking like an expert. Your audience isn't at your level. So you need to simplify your message. I say this a lot. And I was just seeing something the other day. It was why President, part of the reason why President Trump won, or even Obama, if you could see like the way these presidents speak, they, even though they're super knowledgeable and, you know, probably well versed, they actually speak at a fifth grade level, or their speeches are written at a fifth grade level. So it's really easy to comprehend for the average person. Once I heard, and like it's, so most people can understand it, right? And it's just so easy, so plain or whatever. And I tell my clients this all the time because a lot of them are very intelligent and they are very technical. They're experts in their field, and they'll start using their technical term, like therapists and doctors and things like that. They speak at this super high level and they know what it means, and people are in their field would know what it means, but their clients don't understand that. It's like a doctor speaking in really high level terms. It's like, speak to me in plain terms, right? Does that make sense? And like once I heard this financial consultant say, we optimize your capital allocation strategy to increase your fiscal efficiency. What the heck does that even mean, right? So instead, you can say, I help keep more money in your pocket while growing your wealth. Very simple, very, everybody understands that, right? Um, and I say this when we're designing the websites and stuff like that. I do a seven-figure website design course, and to attract, like just to be a client attracting magnet with your website. And that's part of what we talk about. Make it simple. Don't make people think. Make it so easy to navigate. So anyway, I'm not going to go into that today, but let's move on to the niche. Okay. No niche clarity. That's a big one. So I help everyone is the fastest way to help no one. Okay. You can't help everyone and anybody. You can't be marketing to anyone and everyone unless you're Pepsi or Coca-Cola with this huge, giant marketing budget that can just blanket market for brand awareness. Most of you aren't like that, right? Probably none of you are like that. So if you're working with a smaller marketing budget, you need to be so crystal clear on who you serve, right? I have a proprietary niche encoding system that I walk my clients through so that we can get deep into the psychology of who they serve so that they know the exact words to use that will resonate deeply to get their ideal clients to take action to ultimately buy. So take for an example a fitness coach saying, I help people get fit versus I help professionals lose weight without spending hours in the gym. Very different, right? The second one is the niche and attractive to a specific audience. Another one is I always give her as an example. She's one of my best examples to give is my client Peggy, who is she's so precise in who she serves, and it works really well because she's so clear and so specific. She helps teenagers fix their R's. Then teenagers who have had tongue-tied surgery, she helps them with their speech. She's a speech therapist, right? So it's such a specific niche but there's a big need for it. And before working with me, she was not clear on how to communicate her value effectively. And that was one of the main things. We had to get clear on what value she could give, right? And also who she was marketing to so that we could hone in on her messaging. And, then it was just game over from there once we got the clarity around that. Anyway, let's move on to underpricing your value. That brings me to that. If you charge too little, people assume you're not worth much. So, another example, if you charge $50 for coaching calls, people assume that you're a beginner. If you charge 5,000 for a transformational program, people assume you must be an expert. And hopefully you are. If you're charging that much, hopefully you are getting the results, right? So, how do you avoid these mistakes and actually position yourself as an authority? Let me introduce you to the authority formula. So, here's the exact process to position you as a go to authority in your industry. So, step one, own a niche. Okay. Make sure that you've got this so dialed in. Again, get into their head. What words resonate with them specifically to get them to take action to ultimately buy. Okay. Not to create likes or followers or any of that stuff. We need money to stay in business. So we need sales. And we need sales. Your message needs to resonate to get them, to lead them to you so that you can help them. Because the riches, they say the riches are in the niches, right? Have you heard that before? So get specific about who you help and how you help them and why you're the best choice over anybody else. So for example, don't be a general business coach. Be the LinkedIn growth expert for coaches. Very specific, right? Step two is create a signature method. So package your expertise into a unique framework that differentiates you against the competition. Instead of saying, I help businesses with branding, why not create the 3-phase authority branding system? Right? And market it as a proven process. And then step three is show up consistently. Authority isn't built overnight. It's got to be consistent. You need content, valuable content, not just whatever, posting quotes from somebody else, nothing like that. Not just cooking, meals when you're a health coach that has nothing to do with getting clients. It's kind of nice, but it's not going to lead anybody onto a call to become a client. You need valuable content. You need testimonials and or case studies. If you're just starting out, you can use case studies if you don't have testimonials. If you don't have testimonials because you're just starting out, get character testimonials from friends, family until you get clients, and then make sure you get testimonials. And then visibility, you need that too. So posting one video isn't enough. One video a week is not enough. Creating a weekly YouTube series, guest speaking, and sharing case studies helps build trust over time. It's the long way to do it. It takes time to do that. You do need to do that, but running ads is actually the quickest and easiest way to get clients finding you, calling you, and paying you. If you're not running ads, then it's just going to take a long time because it's really hard to, get people to organically consume your content. Once you start running ads, they're going to start following you, and then they're going to, they're going to take in your other content, and that's going to build know, like, and trust. But you can seriously run an ad to a video, an authority type video that's designed a specific way that creates that know, like, and trust instantly in that video. They book a call and then they can become a client that quickly, like within 24 hours. Anyway, step 4 is to charge a premium price. Okay. Because again, in order for people to find you and call you and pay you, you need to drive traffic somehow. So how are you going to drive traffic? Running ads, again, it's the best way to do it, but you need an ad budget, right? So you need to take some of your profits and run it into ads, especially if you want to scale. If you're charging a low ticket, it might help you break even on your ads, but you're not going to make money that way. You need a higher ticket. You need a premium price first, and then you could, do maybe a lower ticket to kind of get them in there if you want, or you can just run them into the high ticket and use some of that budget, and then you just keep running it and scaling it. is what I recommend. But if you do wanna run a low ticket, yeah, it might maybe break even or pay for part of your marketing, but then where are they gonna go to after that? You're not gonna get rich on just low ticket. But people trust and respect what they pay for. So high value clients wanna work with high value experts, and I'm almost certain that selling a $97 course won't position you as an authority, but offering a $5,000 premium program with a clear transformation, that will. So, if you're ready to finally position yourself as the authority and start attracting premium clients without chasing leads, I have a free masterclass where I break this down step by step. So, you can click on the link in the description and reserve your spot now. Again, spaces are limited, so don't wait. And if you got value from this video, then hit that subscribe button, please, and turn on notifications because I drop new strategies every week to help you scale your business with ease. So today we talked about why being the best isn't enough. Okay, and why positioning matters. We also talked about expertise and that it needs clarity, packaging, and transformation to be valuable. We talked about the common mistakes to avoid, like confusing messaging, lack of clarity on your niche, and underpricing. And we also went through following the authority formula so that you can dominate your market. So your expertise deserves to be recognized and paid for. But that won't happen unless you do what? Unless you take action. So start today, and I will see you in the next video where I will break down why you're stuck at 5K a month and how to break through that fast. And that video is right here. Take care, everyone.